Did you know that Butterfingers makes over 10 million bars every day in just one factory? Or that they use state-of-the-art machinery to ensure every bar is perfectly crunchy and coated in smooth chocolate? From sourcing the finest peanuts to creating the crispy, flaky texture that sets it apart, this is how Butterfinger makes millions of bars every year in a factory. Making a Butterfinger starts with picking the right ingredients. And the most important one is the peanut. Not just any peanut will do. Only peanuts with lots of natural oil are chosen. This oil gives the peanut butter center its smooth texture, which is key to the crunch and feel of the bar. It also adds to the rich, nutty flavor that makes Butterfingers so special. Before the peanuts can be used, they go through a careful check to make sure they're the right size, color, and moisture level. Only the best ones move on to the next step. Once approved, the peanuts are roasted and ground to make the crunchy filling at the heart of every Butterfinger. But it's not just the peanuts that make Butterfingers taste so good. Other ingredients are just as important. Molasses adds a caramel-like sweetness that works perfectly with the peanuts. Corn syrup keeps the texture smooth and prevents the sugar from hardening. Sugar adds the sweetness we all love, while a bit of salt balances it out. A small amount of vanilla extract ties everything together with a warm, rich flavor. For Butterfinger bites, the recipe is slightly adjusted. The amount of sugar and peanuts is tweaked to make sure these smaller treats have the same great flavor and crunch as the original bars, just in a bite-sized version. Once the peanuts are picked, the next step is roasting. They're placed in special machines called drum roasters that spin constantly to toast them evenly. The roasting happens at exactly 320 degrees Fahrenheit for 22 minutes. This step is really important because it brings out the peanuts' natural oils, making them extra flavorful and giving Butterfinger its rich, nutty taste. The roasting has to be just right. If the peanuts are roasted too long, they'll taste bitter or burnt. If they're not roasted enough, the flavor won't be as strong. The goal is the perfect roast so that the peanuts deliver the delicious flavor Butterfinger is famous for. For Butterfinger bites, the roasting is done a little differently. Since the bites are smaller, the peanuts are roasted for a shorter time to match their texture and flavor. After roasting, the peanuts are quickly cooled using a high-speed air system. This stops the cooking process and locks in the roasted flavor while keeping the peanuts crunchy, especially important for the smaller bites. Once the peanuts are roasted and cooled, they're ready to be ground. The peanuts go into big grinders with fine mesh screens that turn them into a creamy paste. But it's not totally smooth. The paste still has tiny bits, which is what gives Butterfinger its signature crunch. At this stage, just a tiny amount of salt, about 0.5%, is added to the paste. It may seem small, but it's key to balancing the sweetness of the sugar and making the peanut flavor stand out. Grinding also makes sure the paste has a perfect texture for the next steps. After grinding, the peanut paste is cooled to exactly 50 degrees Fahrenheit. This cooling step is really important because it keeps the paste stable. If it's too runny or too thick, it won't work in the later steps. Cooling also helps the paste hold its shape when mixed with the sugar syrup. Without this step, Butterfinger wouldn't have its famous flaky texture. At the same time, the sugar mixture is being made. Granulated sugar, corn syrup, and molasses are heated together in big stainless steel kettles. This step is called the hard crack stage because the mixture needs to reach 300 degrees Fahrenheit. At this temperature, the sugar becomes hard and brittle, like glass when it cools, which is what gives Butterfinger its crispy texture. To stop the sugar from clumping or burning, mechanical paddles stir it constantly. This keeps the heat even and the mixture smooth. The molasses adds a rich, deep flavor, and the corn syrup keeps the sugar soft enough to work with. Once it's ready, the mixture is cooled to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, making it the perfect texture to mix with the peanut paste. Now comes the best part, making Butterfingers' famous layers. The peanut paste and sugar mixture are combined and spread into thin layers on giant cooling belts. These belts are carefully controlled to keep the mixture at just the right consistency so it can be layered without cracking. Next, the mixture goes through rollers that stretch, fold, and press it over and over. It's similar to making puff pastry, with each fold creating more layers. These layers are what give Butterfinger its flaky, crispy texture. This process has to be super precise. The rollers are adjusted to tiny measurements to make sure all the layers are even. The moisture level is also checked constantly because too much moisture could ruin the layers. Once all the layers are formed, the mixture is cooled to 45 degrees Fahrenheit to keep everything solid and intact. This step is what creates Butterfinger's signature crunch and flaky texture. Once the layered sheets are ready, they're sent to high-tech cutting machines equipped with laser-guided technology. These machines slice the sheets into perfectly even squares, each one exactly 0.4 inches thick and weighing around 5 grams. These cutting machines are incredibly fast, making up to 5,000 cuts per minute, ensuring the process is quick and precise. The laser sensors ensure that the cutting blades move with pinpoint accuracy, keeping the delicate layers intact. Nothing gets crushed or torn, so each piece comes out as perfectly shaped, bite-sized squares. These little squares are now ready for the next, and perhaps the most exciting step, the chocolate coating. From the cutting station, the squares travel along a conveyor belt to the chocolate coating area. Here, they're covered in a smooth layer of creamy milk chocolate. The chocolate is tempered to exactly 88 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the perfect temperature to give that glossy shine and the satisfying snap when you take a bite. As the squares move through, they pass under a waterfall of molten chocolate. This ensures every piece is evenly coated on all sides. The process is carefully timed and controlled to make sure the chocolate doesn't overpower the crispy peanut butter center. It's all about keeping that perfect balance of rich chocolate and crunchy peanut butter. Once coated, the pieces move into cooling tunnels set at 55 degrees Fahrenheit. This step is super important. It allows the chocolate to harden perfectly without any cracks or dull spots. By the time the Butterfinger pieces emerge from the tunnels, they're shiny, smooth, and absolutely irresistible. Each one is now ready to be enjoyed, delivering that perfect crunch and creamy chocolate in every bite. Once the chocolate has set, it's time for that final step, packaging. The Butterfinger pieces are sent to automated packaging lines where high-speed machines carefully weigh and sort them into resealable bags. These bright yellow and blue bags make the candy instantly recognizable and help keep it fresh. Each bag is sealed with nitrogen, replacing oxygen to lock in freshness. This step is key to protecting the candy's flaky texture and making sure that the chocolate stays intact. Thanks to nitrogen sealing, the Butterfingers maintain their crunch and flavor all the way through their shelf life. Once sealed, the bags are labeled with batch numbers, expiration dates, and nutritional details. This isn't just for food safety, it also helps trace each batch in case of quality checks, ensuring only the best make it to the store shelves. The packaged Butterfinger pieces are now ready to go. They're shipped to warehouses and distribution centers where they're stored until they're sent to retail outlets, vending machines, and other stores. During transport, the candy is kept in climate-controlled trucks to ensure the chocolate doesn't melt and the texture stays just as crisp and fresh as when it left the factory. Sustainability is becoming a big priority for candy makers, including those behind Butterfinger. Factories are now using energy-efficient machines to cut down on energy use and reduce their carbon footprint. They're also recycling more packaging materials and finding ways to repurpose byproducts to minimize waste. Ingredient sourcing is another area where sustainability shines. Cocoa and peanuts, two key ingredients, are bought from suppliers who practice sustainable farming. This means the crops are grown in ways that protect the environment while also supporting fair trade practices. These efforts ensure that the ingredients are not only high quality, but also ethically produced. From start to finish, every step to making Butterfinger is planned with care, not just to deliver the delicious bars we love, but to do so responsibly. Whether it's sourcing, packaging, or distribution, sustainability plays a big role in how Butterfinger is made today. And that's how Butterfinger bars are made, from the finest peanuts to the perfect chocolate coating that gives them their irresistible crunch. What's your favorite way to enjoy Butterfinger? Bites or the classic bar? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss more behind the scenes looks at your favorite factory made treats.